Welcome, race fans, to ETV's live flag-to-flag coverage of the RSN True Gravity Truck Series, where we're working downhill now, second half of the season, as we come to the Chicagoland Motor Speedway. These guys are hitting race 7 and 12 right here. We had a little bit of a shake-up last week in the points, as two of our top runners, Steve Samuelson, won 3 straight, has trouble in a wreck last week, and A.J. Brown, second in points, has been nipping at his heels all along. He has trouble on the same night, really. Not too much of a shakeup between them, but they both finished outside of the top 5, which has been, uncharacteristic for them this season. So the guys who looked real strong looked a little human last week. But here we go into Chicago, where last time we were here, in race 2, our race winner was Mark Bowling. He's not here tonight, but it was a fierce race, man. A.J. Browning was strong in that race. Steve Samuels, Cody Evanson has come back. He was in that race. So, man, we had a lot of really strong guys in that field, and they're in here tonight again, as well as Josh Lawton, last week's winner at Charlotte. Really was the dominant guy all race long, and he brought it home from the pole. So we're going to have to keep our eye on Josh Lawton for sure. His driver's out on qualifying. We're on qualifying laps right now, and looks to be a pretty tight field. We're going to have, looks like about 16 drivers tonight. And for right now, A.J. Brown is on pole, but there's still several drivers yet to take a time. And so we're going to have to keep our eye on that. But yeah, as mentioned before, Chicagoland Motor Speedway, it's a 1.5-mile track. And we're going to be doing 80 laps tonight. Fuel window is going to be right at about 45. Guys can get past halfway if it went green. About 45 to 55 in that window. So I imagine some drivers are going to be coming in right around halfway should we stay green, which was the case last time we were here at week 2 at Chicago. I believe we only had 2 caution, if memory serves, in the entire race. So this is a track that definitely promotes green flag racing. There is a top and bottom line, and these drivers are going to be looking to get the most out of both as they continue to turn laps. A.J. Brown still on top. Steve Samuelson in second right now. And while they're out driving laps here, though, I'm telling you what, man, this field, bad boy, they're really tight. We've got guys, they're all about it, just a few hundredths apart throughout the field out of the top group here. And but I think what we ought to do now is turn our attention trackside, take you to the national anthem. We'll be back and give you that rundown right after this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, that was an awesome rendition of the national anthem right there. And you know what that means? Pace cars got the field here as the drivers begin to grid up. And qualifying, last week's winner from the pole, the number 40, the Factor, Joshua Lawton. He takes the pole again with a blazing 32.529. So look out for the 40 again tonight. But outside him, second in points, number 51, A.J. Browning. Third place in the inside line is going to be the number 6 of Steve Salmons. That's our points leader. He's going to be duking it out with AJ all night for points here. And last time we were here at Chicagoland on that outside line, Cody Evans in the 02 truck, he was fantastic. So we better keep an eye out on him too. Steve Roslin, number 38, put in a real good run last week. He's going to be starting 5th. Outside him, downtown Sean Brown, number 6, or 6th place rather. He's going to be in number 65 truck. Number 41 truck, Tom Serrato, going to be on the inside line at 7th place. And outside him, the number 3 of Larry Trevino. Mark Robertson, the 09, he's going to be sitting in 9th place on the inside line. Outside him, rounding out your top 10, that's going to be the number 28 of Howard Pittman. Inside line, my better half, number 16 of Tanya James. She's going to be starting 11th. And outside her is going to be the number 29 of Todd Jewell. 13th, number 91 truck on the inside line. That's Abe Lane Dockery. Our fastest guy in practice is going to be starting outside him, 05 of Louis Busa the third. Fantastic times. Better, in fact, even better than the qualifying time was Louis Busa in practice. So keep our eye on the 05 tonight. He could be real tough. Back there in the final row, number 60, Ed Williams Jr. going to be starting 15th. And rounding out our field, number 15 of Brian Pace. So I tell you what, bad boy, we got a stacked field here tonight. 16 drivers. We got some real ringers up front. We got the fastest truck in the field starting 14th. So I think we're going to be in for a fantastic show as the pace car comes in through 3 and 4. We're about to get this race started here in Chicagoland Motor Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. He's going to take that left-hand turn over to Stickman. Stickman gives the 40 the nod. Green flag is up. 40 bringing us to a little bit of a slow start here. There he goes. The field is up. We're underway. You know what I think we're going to do? Bad boy, let's go ahead and crank it up for one more time. It's awesome, man, but we appreciate that, man. The sounds, the 16 drivers out there ripping it full throttle early, brand new tires, man. It's good stuff. And tell you what, good stuff is out front. And I'm 40 of Josh with a factor lot, and he has jumped out to a good little lead here in the first few laps, looking real strong. A.J. Browning giving chase, though, not looking bad, hanging about a quarter second back right now. And these guys right now are really putting it on the rest of these dudes. Cody Evans and Sales in third, Steve Salmons in fourth. And, those guys definitely hanging tough. But the Rabbits are definitely the 40 of Joshua Lott and the 51 of A.J. Brown here early. And I've been keeping my eye out on that. Oh, we got trouble. The 05 of Louis Busa, I'd been watching him. He was having a tough time getting around the 91. He's in big trouble. Hope he's okay. That truck is just smashed. I think his night is probably over, as the caution is most certainly going to be coming out. We're going to have to go to the bad boy for an update on the E-Play replay to figure out how that all transpired. But like I said, I've been watching him, and real fast, starting in the back. It might have been the wrong move as he got behind some guys that were a little bit slower than him, and he's having a tough time going through field. Bad boy, you got a replay for us, buddy? That was a real violent crash. And I'm seeing trouble on the 15 as well. I'm not sure who all was involved. I just caught the tail end of it. And
let's see what happens. It looks like the 05 is underneath 28 of Howard Pittman here, Jesse. Oh, this looks like, I can't quite tell if he came back up over the nose of Howard Pittman or Pittman got loose there and came over the nose of him. They're going to come through here. Oh, I can't quite tell what happened. The loose is definitely going to go flying.
Oh, yeah, he was spinning on his top like a turtle on his shell, man. He was doing a boogie-oogie upside down. That's never a good thing. The window net did drop, so that's good for Lewis Booster fans. He's going to be all right after that violent crash, but he's going to be a little shook up for sure. As field is behind the pace car now, and like you said, Bob, I seen that on the replay there. Howard Pittman come down into do a little bit. They come together a little bit, and Howard got significant damage to his nose. Brian Pace got a little bit of damage as well, but the 15 of Brian Pace seems to be okay. You know, I think it's just a little bit of splitter, just a little ruffled up, and maybe a little right side damage behind the wheel, the front right tire. But aside from that, I think the 15 is going to be all right. He's going to have to pull that fender out off the tire a little bit on the right front. He should be okay. As those guys do come down for service, no doubt. The 20 and 15, they're coming down for. The 28's coming down for a new nose. he's gonna need some cosmetic surgery on that thing, no doubt about it. The 15's is coming down to make sure everything's okay. As they come down there, the 60 of Ed Williams Jr. awaits him. He's in his stall getting 4 tires and fuel. He's gonna rip away here, get back out on the track. Todd Jewell as well. He pit. The number 29 of Todd Jewell, he came down from fresh tires and rubber. Steve Rosner at 38 just coming off of pit road as well. So from 11th on back, you got guys coming down, some for service to the metal, some for just service to the tires. This is a fixed setup race, so they're not getting adjustments down there. Every driver's on the same setup tonight in these trucks. So, they're definitely down there just getting a little bit of fresh rubber and maybe I feel like they can get a little advantage over some of these guys up front. But I'll tell you what, the 40 of Joshua Lawton and the 51 of A.J. Brown in them first few laps, boy, they was putting it on in this field. They were looking real fast early. Hard to say, that early in the run how that would hold up. But no doubt that looks good. And the 51 of A.J. Browning, that's what he needs. He needs the 6 of Steve Sammons in the mirror, and he needs to make that happen every week. He did beat Steve Sammons by a little bit last week, but it's got to feel like an opportunity missed with Steve finally finishing back there around 9th or 10th. A.J. not able to do much better, and I think he finished 7th. So both had bad luck in the same wreck. It was kind of crazy. They've been running together all season up front. They both finally have bad luck, and it happens in the exact same racing incident. They both get caught up in the same wreck. So, they just can't get away from each other this season.
Yeah, I'm going back to this replay about Busa here, and I'm not sure that wasn't some kind of lag for him or something. Just the way that truck floated through the air, and I was having a real hard time getting on his truck when I did that replay. So I'm almost sure he might have had some kind of little connection glitch here.
Oh, yeah, it's very possible. It's unfortunate, in real world racing, they have, parts failures and all sorts of different elements to racing that we don't have in sim racing. We have in sim racing is the dreaded disconnect. It's, that doesn't happen that often, but it does happen sometimes. Seems like about almost every night somebody's car gets pulled. But let's hope that doesn't happen to anybody else. Howard Pittman is going to make it back to this field. He's just ripping off pit road trying to get back to the pace car. It's the pace car now attempts to pit road, hands it over to Stickman. Stickman gives the 40 the nod. Green flag is up. 40 bringing us to a slow start once again. Very slow start this time as 0-2 gets in a little bit at the line. 6 of Steve Sammons gets a fantastic run to the outside, anticipating that.
These guys look like they're getting a pretty good start here, Jesse. They're all pretty much single file. There's a few cars on the high line here, but I don't really see anybody getting bent out of shape like we've seen in that last restart here. And other than the back of the field around 29 at Todd Jewell back here, they're double file here.
Yeah, it's last time they got a single file down pretty quick. This time a little bit more side by side as the 0-2 of Cody Evanson moves by Steve Sammons for this the third position. Looked like 6 Steve Sammons might just go ahead and gave him the spot right there to slip in line so he didn't get stuck on the top wearing his tires out. Good move by a veteran racer right there as they do begin to single out now towards the front. Back towards the back, however, the 16 of Tony James looking to the outside of the 41. She's going to make the pass off the tube, down the back. That was a muscle move right there, bad boy. Now here comes the 29, 3 wide as they go 3 wide. The 38, the 41, the 29 into turn 3 wide. 29 wisely backs out of that. Leaves the 41 and the 90 to settle it amongst themselves. The 41 and the 38, rather, to settle it between themselves. That's a battle for 10th position. So not, rather 9th position. So not insignificant. The 41's got the advantage, but the 38 on the outside quarter, he won't give up as he fights off of turn 2. Good momentum now down the back. Here he comes, trying to clear him before he gets to turn 3, but 41 ain't giving up either. And the 29 Todd Jewell just sitting behind these guys trying to figure out they're going to sort this thing out anytime sooner if he's going to have to shoot the gap.
Justin, we got to watch that 38 truck too. On that last restart, about 2 laps in, that 38 truck of Steve Rogers got wicked loose and almost smacked the outside. Well, he just smacked it right there. And I was just talking about it, Jesse, but he did get wicked loose. So we might have watched that truck. It's a little loose on him here.
Yeah, you like it. That was on cue, bad boys. The 29 is now going to clear the 41 as well. The 41 seems to be backpedaling. That's Tom Serrato, but he looks under control. Unlike the 38 of Steve Rogers, who looks a slight bit out of control, he's definitely wrestling with that wheel right now, and he's going to have pressure coming up in the mirror here in a hurry in the form of the 29 of Todd Jewell, who's no stranger to going fast at Chicagoland Motor Speedway. He was 3rd in practice, and the qualifying time didn't really resemble that. I think he had a tough time in qualifying, never could get the right rear to hook up coming out of the corners, but the 29 Todd Jewell is a fast catch. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. But back up to the front now. Same as before, 40 out front, but now we've got a challenge as the 51 looks to the inside. He had the run, but he gets loose there coming out of 4, not able to clear the 40 or even stay side by side as he lost all his momentum on that slide. But an early challenge for lead there, which was something we didn't see at Charlotte much. Charlotte, the 40 of Joshua Lawton, for the most part, went unchallenged. And even then, when he did get challenged by his best challenger, Sean Binkle, he was able to hold him off on from the outside line. So getting inside the 40 and passing the 40, those are two different things, man. He knows how to get out there and rim right on the top.
Yeah, every time these two seem to get on the track, battling door to door, A.J. Browning at 51, Josh Lawton at 40, and before long you're going to have another couple trucks there. One of them Steve Salmons and Cody Evanson, which he always seems to, he's not a very good closer. He has a lot of trouble closing these races and staying in them for the long haul, Jesse, but he is fast in the period.
Oh, absolutely. Cody Evanson is your perfect description or definition, rather, of checkers or wreckers. I mean, this kid is balls to the wall. He's an excellent talent. He definitely goes looking for that limit, and because he goes looking for that limit like a daredevil, he often will find that limit. But tell you what, if he doesn't end up in defense, Cody Evanson is always a threat no matter what track he goes to. So we definitely got to keep our eye on him. And sure, the 6 of Steve Salmons there, he is stalking away. And really, the whole top 6, I mean, we got 6 trucks in this group this time, where it was strung out a little bit more in that first short stint. Now that we've ran a few more laps more than we did that first run, air pressures have come up, and you got guys like Mark Robinson in the 09 sitting back in 6th. He's in play. No doubt. The 65 of Sean Brown right up in front of him. He's in 5th place. He's in play. Now I'm seeing some internet woes with the 6 of Steve Salmons. He's blinking a little bit like a Christmas tree. Let's hope that doesn't continue. He can't really afford that after last week. But, we got Sean Brown and Mark Robinson in this group as well. And they're all basically shadowing each other on lap times right now. They're all running about 33 flat and 33.1, and real tight. In fact, Sean Brown ran 32.90 for the last time by as he closes down. He draws down now on the back of the 6 of Steve Salmons. Sean Brown has come to play tonight, bad boy.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say it. We really talked much about it tonight, and that's that 65 car, Sean Brown.
Absolutely, he's looking real good. It's now a big run for Mark Robertson. He's going to woe it down, but Mark Robertson getting off of the turns, off of turn 2 really well. I've noticed it a few times now. He really closes in on Sean Brown, and then he actually halfway down the backstretch, it's like he's letting out the throttle, like he's not ready to go yet. I think he's comfortable. He can see the leader from where he's sitting. So I think Mark Robertson, the 09, he feels like I'll just hang here for now. I'm not going to cage the beast just yet, which is probably a smart move. Let's move on back behind these guys now. Leading the next group, really not even a group, the solo runner back there, 7th place, Larry Trevino in the number 3. He's been coming on the last couple weeks. He's been able to put in some pretty good runs. I've been really impressed with what Larry's been able to do, because he was one of the guys that coming over from ARCA really, not to kick him in the ding-dong, but he really struggled early in his career over here in the RSN True Truck Series on the iRacing side. And he's come a long way. Boy, that truck looks clean. He's running good, solid lap times. And nobody's showing him the way right now. I mean, he's got no traffic in front of him and nobody right behind him. So he's picking the line out of the track and looking really good. He's definitely found his way. So attaboy to Larry Trevino. Right back behind him is going to be the number 60, Natalia James, with a solid run. She's sitting in 8th place and looking real good. Kind of like Larry. She's got nobody around her right now. But putting in a good solid run. Back behind her, Todd Jewell and Steve Rosner. That pair are still together, but they flipped the script. The 29's up front. He's in 9th. Ranich top 10. So number 38 is Steve Rosner. A little bit back behind him is going to be the number 91 Abe Blaine Dockery. Haven't seen him around much in the RSN True Gravity Truck Series. I believe this might only be his second race. So considering that, that's pretty good. And I see that orange stripe on the back of his bumper. This signifies a Class D driver, which means he's also new to iRacing. So good job for Abe Blaine Dockery here early on. We worked about 20. Now back behind him, number 41, Tom Serrato. He's hanging out there. I don't see any damage on his truck, but he doesn't look like he's really got the handle on it. He put in a good run last week. Ended up getting some trouble, but he was looking real good last week, so let's see if he can get it figured out. But right now, it looks like his track's kind of got his number right now. But he's got time to get it going. Back behind him, number 60, Ed Williams Jr. He elected to come down pit road, get tires, go to the back on after that last caution, and he just cruised around out there by himself. He's enjoying his time in the sunshine. We give him a little ETV viewership here right now. Number 60, Ed Williams Jr. Back behind them, way back, hanging back like he does every week. Number 15, and Brian Pace in that right front. Oddly enough, it looks worse than it did before when I mentioned he had damage from the accident earlier. So I don't know if he's been back in the wall in the 15, but he sits back there in 14th place. Howard Pittman, he just sits on the road right now. Still getting service, unfortunately, for him. But they're working on that thing. They might get it back out there. But there's your field. Back out front, the 40, the Factor. Josh Willard, he's getting away from these guys a little bit right now. He's looking pretty good. And, really he's just doing what he's been doing. Everybody else is beginning to fall off a little bit. Josh Willard still finding the marks on the track, even though the margin for error gets more narrow and more narrow as these tires get a little bit gummy now. Been working about 15 laps here on these tires, so they're starting to get a little bit rubbered in.
Yeah, I think Sean Brown actually moved up to spot 2 up in the 4th place. He got around Cody Robertson a few laps back. So Cody Robertson back 1 and Sean Brown up 1.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't notice that, but I see it now. Sean Brown, sure, up into 4th, looking real good. And there he goes, looking under the 6th now of Steve Sammons for that 3rd position. I tell you what, well, downtown Sean Brown is on the move. He's looking to represent tonight. He's having his best run of the season so far. I think what we're going to do right here, since this has got a real green flag look to it, we're going to be coming to pit stops before too terribly long. Let's take a quick commercial break right here, catch your breath. We'll keep you picture in picture so you don't miss nothing. Right back after these messages. Welcome back, race fans, as we come to lap 27 this time at the stripe as the 40 hits the line, still leading the show. Not gaining since, there he did tick off a little bit on A.J. Bryant that lap. A.J. Bryant still sitting in 2nd place. Sean Brown, the muscle man of the hour, though, I tell you what, the number 65 trucker, Sean Brown, he's been on the move. And I got a partner up in the booth, man. The big mouth, David Bass, he was unable to make it tonight. I think he had some bad fajitas, is what I'm hearing. But I got the Cowboy, JD, the Cowboy Weapon of Booth and the Cowboy. What's up, buddy? What do you think of this race so far?
Hey, I think it's moving along pretty good. However, I'm still in the process of trying to make my way up the stairway and get in the back door here. So hang tight with me there for a little bit, Jesse, and I'll be right with you, man.
10-4. working his way up the stairs. We, you know, at ATV, we're a work in progress. We haven't gotten to the escalator or elevators just yet, but we're on our way to the top. For now, we got a stairwell, and the Cowboy's spiraling up it right now. So when he gets with us, we will have a second voice. For now, you'll have to stick with me. But tell you what, Cody Evanson's looking really good. Mark Robertson, these guys, bad boy, they're all hanging tough, man. They're stringing out a little bit, but they're hanging tough. Mark Robertson is definitely the one falling off of this lead group. It's now a 5-truck breakaway, but Robertson's still lurking back there, about a second and 3/4, 2 seconds back, not out of the play yet. Sean Brown, AJ Brownie, Josh Blunt, these guys, you know, and really Steve Simmons, man, they're all in the phone booth right now. They're all inside of a second right now as we come to lap 30, expecting drivers to come down for tires in about 15 laps. And one moment, we're having technical difficulties. All right, sorry about that, race man. We're back. I got more voices in my head than Sybil Shepherd right now, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, I'm looking through the field. I don't see any action right now for the most part. Everybody's just kind of riding their race right now. The closest thing we got to action is going to be the 91 Abe Lane Dockery pulling up to the back of the number 16 of Tanya James. Tanya's in 10th place. She's rounded out of top 10. She's got it. The 91 Abe Lane Dockery, he wants it. And he keeps showing the inside with the 16 of Tanya James, that Fear Me truck. She's looking real good, center off. She's running kind of a middle group through the corners and coming off the corners and down the straights real well. So that's
I guess it looks like Blaine's starting to get a little comfortable with that truck. He's still trying to make a move on the...
Yeah, no, he's looking good. And back behind him, we got another battle shaping up between the 60 Ed Williams Jr. He's in 12. Tom Serrato catching him. He's in the number 41 and 13th place. These guys are getting pretty close to racing it out as well. But so far, they're not yet. They were a little closer a couple laps ago, but it looks like the 60 Ed Williams is beginning to pull away again. And Howard Pittman, should mention Howard Pittman, number 28. That truck is worse for wear, but he's got her back on the track. He's 22 laps down, but he's out there turning laps again. So, attaboy to the 28's pit crew, just getting him back out there. Had a lot of work they had to do to that thing, and he's still hoping for some cautions to get some more done, but he's back out there on the track nonetheless. As now I was watching Howard, it looks like the 91 Abe Lane Dockery was able to get around Tanya James in the 16. Missed the pass, I did rather, but yeah, Abe Lane Dockery move him up into 10th place. Looking good here.
He's turned pretty good laps in that 91 machine. I mean, this is his, I think it's his second truck race of the season. He's having a little trouble switching between ARC and iRacing. He told me down on the pit wall earlier, Jesse, so he's been kind of contemplating getting in here, but it looks like he's getting a little faster every lap, so he must be getting used to the setup.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. He is definitely, he's a quick study, no doubt about that. He's looking good here early on, turning laps, and looks like Steve Rosner at 38, he's beginning to run down. He's past Todd Jewell and left Todd Jewell behind. I'm not sure. Todd Jewell must be wearing off a little bit, but Steve Rosner at 38 is actually running down Larry Torino, the number 3 right now, and he's running him down fast as he comes off a turn 2 real high on the back. Gets a good run. Right now, Larry Torino may have a right front tire going soft. I'm not sure. His truck looks good. All 4 tires look up, but he seems to be really off the pace right now. And Steve Rosner is clicking off some really good laps. As he pulls right up to the back bumper now of the 3. It looks like the 3 is going to pull up the track, open the door, invite the 38, and then slam the door on his toe. He says, "Here you go." No, you don't. So there's a little bit of a miscommunication there between the 3 and the 38, and so we're still watching this to see what's going to shake out. As this is the closest thing to a battle we got on the track. As now I take that back there. Well, it's not a battle, rather it's a 15 of Brian Pace. He's getting lapped by the leaders right now. They work by him. 6 of Steve Sams is going to work by him, and Yeah, this is absolutely a 5-car breakaway now. As we talked about Mark Robertson being about 1 3/4 to 2 seconds back about 8, 9 laps ago. He's all the way back to 5.5 seconds back now. Losing down to hurry, but back behind him side by side is the 38 of Steve Rosner on the top, the 3 of Larry Trevino on the bottom. That's going to be for 7th position as they go side by side off of turn 4. It's a drag race to the line. It looks like the 38 of Steve Rosner is going to have the momentum and the position. Move Steve Rosner up into 7th place and running some solid lap times as well. So he's in the mix, but he finds himself, 8, almost 9 seconds behind the leader. What Steve Rosner is going to need is a caution to have any shot at probably winning this race, but he's definitely a player if he does get a caution. Steve Salmons on the pit road, bad boy. Steve Salmons, lap 38, decides to come down. That's number 6, our points leader here on the RSN True Gravity Truck Series. He's down on pit road. We're going to have to keep our eye on him to see if the jack goes up once or twice here. I'm suspecting 2 tire stops, but we'll have to see who takes 2 and who takes 4 here.
He's our first victim to come down pit road here, Jesse, so he's either going to get an advantage or disadvantage. There's just a 1 lap before halfway, so this is about the perfect timing to pit. He's jacks up, he just takes right sides, and he's out 9.0 seconds, guys.
Yeah, great stop by the 16. That's that GoDaddy Cruise on point right there. They nail that pit stop. They're going to get Steve Salmons out of the way. I like it. I think it's a good call. I think 2 tires is what you needed, and I think the time, like you mentioned, bad boy, you alluded to it, right at halfway, I think that was a good time to sneak out of that group, come down, get you some fresh rubber and some clean track. Now Steve Salmons is going to get that clean air, like Josh Lawton in the 40's been having all race. He's going to get a little clean air now, and this could work out good. We'll have to keep our eye on the 6. We'll keep our eye on the rest of those. The 40 now. The 40 of Josh Lawton. He comes down pit road. He hands over the lead to A.J. Browning. A.J. Browning going to get that all-important lap led. But the 40 comes down. We'll have to see whether he takes 2 or 4. I believe he'll be taking 2 as well. Like I said, I think most of the whole field will be taking 2 tires, but we'll keep our eye on it. So 40 hits the stall now.
Down here in his stall, they got the jack up, right side's up, Jesse. Back down. Ooh, he killed Steve Salmons to 7.5 second stop, guys.
Wow. That Hoosier team is on point. What a stop by the point. That's about as good as you could hope for right there on a 2-tire stop, man. That was smoking fast. And so A.J. Branning's still out there showing the way right now. We're going to have to keep our eye on this field to see who comes next. As you got fresh tires working in with old tires, a little points of track too. As A.J. Browning, the 51, is down. He's coming. Comes to the line here. Comes in hot. Real good entry for the 51 of A.J. Browning. He's going to hand the lead over to Cody Evanson. Cody Evanson, now your race leader with Sean Brown. Actually, take that back. Sean Brown is your race leader. Cody Evanson is behind him in second. But A.J. Browning on pit road. Let's keep our eye on him to see if he takes 2 or 4 here. As he's heading down to his pit stall now.
Slides it in here and just perfect. Stops right on the mark there, Jesse. Fuel man's got the half a tank in already. He's got the right side jacked up. And I guarantee that's going to be 2 tires. And Jesse, A.J. Brown's off.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good stop there, too. I don't know if it was as good as that 40 team, but it looked like a pretty good stop there. As Sean Brown still continues to lead laps out there. As some of our top guys, our first and second guy in points, man, they've both been in. Our race leader and pole sitter, he's been in. The 29, Todd Jewell on pit road. He's, look like he had an extended stay America right there. I'm not sure, bad boys, did you get a time on that 29's pit stop?
No, but I did get A.J. Browning's. It was 9.5, so just a little bit slower than Josh Lawton.
Yeah, tough deal, man. It didn't look too bad to the eye, but on the clock, that's not real good. That's a half second off Steve Salmons in 2 seconds.
Was 28.5, Jesse.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was in the extended stay America on that one. Sean Brown, he gives up the lead. He's down pit road now. The feeding trough is full, and these hogs, they're coming. I mean, Sean Brown, he overshoots his pit stall a little bit, though. Got a little overzealous on the brake getting in. Slides past the pit stall, hits the board, has to back it up. Right side goes up. He's going to take 2 tires. He's down and away. Cody Evanson on pit road. He's handing over the lead. So that's the new thing. That's what we're doing here. We're doing the old relay race. They're passing the baton. Right now, the mark the 09 to Mark Robinson. He has the baton. Yeah, he's out there leading the laps. Cody Evanson, he's down there getting some service. He's going to pull it into the pit stall. Come to a stop. Jack's going up. Left side tires going on, bad boy. Left side tires going on that truck. And he's down and away. I am unsure. You may want to check the replay on the 02, bad boy. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. I think that crew chief called for left sides instead of rights. I've never seen that. Yeah, the 02 of Cody Evanson took left side tires. If you can see that on the replay, that one's making the blooper reel, bad boy. They took the wrong tires on the 02 of Cody Evanson. What a bummer.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up on the E-play now. He's pulling into his stall here, and I believe you're right, too, because I caught it in the corner of my eye here as the left side of the truck goes up. Maybe he was a little loose, Jesse, so he wanted to put left sides on instead of rights.
Unless they know something we don't know, that's going to be a problem for the 02 of Cody Evanson, because they're asking those tires to make it, 120 miles on the right side, right front. That's going to be tough. But Steve Rosner, your leader now. The number 38 is Steve Rosner out front. He was able to get by Mark Robertson in the 09, and he's out there leading the race. Working lap 48. Coming to lap 49 at the stripe, this time by for Steve Rosner. I don't suspect he can stay out much longer if he wants to stretch his fuel to the limit. You know, he did pit on the early caution. We should mention he did pit on the early caution, so he could feasibly stay out to around lap 60, 61. Should he decide to stretch a fuel all the way to the limit, hoping for a caution. Maybe he's trying to trap these guys a lap down. I'm not really sure. But your major players, the 40 of Josh Vlad and the 51 of A.J. Browning. The number 6 is Steve Salmons. And 02 of Cody Evanson, who is, he's still in the mix. All those guys back in the lead lap. Downtown Sean Brown, now he's back on the lead lap as well as the 38 comes down pit road. Hands lead over to the 91 of A. Blaine Dockery. Steve Rosner, number 38, he's down on the pit road. Let's see if he takes lefts or rights here, bad boy.
And is this going to hurt that 38 machine pitting, about 5 laps, actually about 10 laps later than everybody else did, Jesse?
Yeah, well, they were way back. They were way back behind. He's going to take all 4 as well. It's the 38 of Steve Rosner. He waited all those laps, and then he takes all 4 on lap 50. Mark Robertson behind him, same thing. They must be on the same plan there on the 09 of Mark Robertson and the 38 of Steve Rosner. Both come in on lap 50, take 4 tires. And no doubt they were hoping for a caution when they waited. And seeing as though they took 4, they're probably going to be hoping for a caution. I think that's probably the thinking. They sacrificed that extra bit of time to get the left side tires as well, in hopes that if a caution comes out late, they can either A, stay out and take the track position over the leaders when they come down, or have the advantage of, fresher tires, both on the rights really, and especially on the lefts. I don't know. I don't know if I like the call, but the 51's looking to the inside of the 29 now. That's not for position, but that could have been exciting. Is the 51's going to get by here, and he's... let's see at the line. Looks like about 3 seconds. About 3 seconds behind Josh Vlad, who's not our leader yet. Ed Williams Jr. has yet to pit in the number 60. And A. Blaine Dockery is on pit road. So the only truck left to pit is the number 60, Ed Williams Jr. He is our race leader right now. But out of the guys who did pit, Josh Vlad is leading those guys, and he's leading by a good margin right now. Nearly 3 seconds.
These guys are doing a great job on fuel. I mean, they've made it 53 laps now. Ed Williams Jr. on fuel. That should be pretty good for this track, Jesse.
Oh, yeah. It's it's about, most guys will pit around 40, 45, but you could probably do 55 pretty comfortably. And then he was one of the ones who pit on the last time by on the first caution. So he can probably make it like Rosner. He could probably hang out till about 61, 62 tops if he wants to really take the fuel to the limit and hopes for a caution. But back here at Steve's house, it's really boggling my mind here. Cody Evanson in the 02. Wow, gets a little bit of a shake as he goes underneath Tanya James. Down the front, he goes all the way to the flat there. He got really wicked loose coming off 4. The truck looks really shaky to me. it's got to be him trying to make those left side tires work instead of the right. But I tell you what, man, his handling sucks, but his times are good. When he seems like he's having a lot of trouble right now with these wrong tires. But he's doing a lot better than I expected. I suspected when they took the left by accident, I suspected he'd be coming right down pit road and getting the right side tires. He's sticking it out, and he's running pretty decent lap times, all things considered. I mean, he's got 55 lap olds right side tires right now. That's amazing.
Yeah, him and Tanya James still battling it out here, Jesse.
Yeah, they are, and Tanya's a lap down. I think she had a little bit of a lengthy stop on her pit stop. I'm not too sure, but I heard her over my shoulder saying she's having a tough time getting her pit stuff sorted out, which was unfortunate. Normally I help her with her pit stuff. So she took all 4 tires, I know that for sure, as Cody's going to clear this time to get up in front of her, and he's going to try and move on now. But tell you what, man, that's a story we're going to have to keep our eye on, because I don't know that Cody Evans can really make it any laps on those right side tires without cutting one down, and that's really asking a lot, especially considering he's been one of the front runners, so he's really put a beating on them right side tires in that first run. Ed Williams still out there.
Oh! I couldn't tell what happened back there, Jesse. I wonder if it was an outside wall. I don't know if it was Serrato or...
Oh. Yeah, we left... Oh, yeah. So, caution's out. We're going to have to go back to the 0-2 of Cody Evanson. He has got major problems. He hit a truck that was barely moving. I think somebody might have ran out of fuel, bad boy. Now I'm hearing some chatter on the radio that somebody had a tire down. Not sure which truck yet. The 15. I'm hearing the 15 of Brian Pace had a tire down, was trying to get to pit road, I believe, and couldn't make the left-hand turn because he had a right front blown out. You happen to catch that on the ETV replay, bad boy? Boy.
Cue this up, see what happened. You're exactly right. He's out. He's on the outside wall. He's kind of hung up. He's trying to wait for everybody to pass, and there's 2 trucks coming at a high rate of speed. He can't get down there. There's going to be a huge collision on the front stretch. I think that's Tanya James. What a job by her going down the inside by the 02 car there and clearing that.
Yeah, that was a moment right there. And what's more impressive is the 16 couldn't see it. I mean, the 16 could only see the 02, and then bang. You know what I mean? So that way, it was good heads-up driving by Mrs. Outlaw right there in the 16. As she's not sure who's going to get the wave run yet. I'm not sure if she's in position for it. We'll see. Looks like Mark Robertson's probably going to be our lucky dog. So the 09 of Mark Robertson, he's going to be your lucky dog. Ed Williams Jr., he hadn't pit. And he did this last week. He hadn't pit. He stays out. And you know what, man? That's a good move. All the leaders come down. Everybody's on pit road. Josh Lawton takes right side tires again. That's it. A.J. Brown taking all 4. Steve Salmons in the 6. He's taking all 4. Majority of the field is going to take all 4 tires. Looks like Larry Trevino in the 3. He's going to get right side tires. But I believe he took 4 on the green flag stop. So how about that call by Larry Trevino in the 3, man? I think his pit crew might have made the right call right there, bad boy.
Cody Evans is still on pit road, smoking pretty heavily, Jesse. I don't know if he's going to get that car back out or not.
Yeah, man, that was a hard lick. If it wasn't for the Hans device, he would have bounced his face mask of his helmet right off the windshield. Boy, he hit real hard, high rate of speed. I don't think he anticipated that. And that truck, with him taking the wrong tires there on that pit stop, his handling was really bad. So even though he might have seen it coming at the last second, but when your handling is really bad, it's tough to get out of a line once the truck has kind of decided that's where it's going to go. And I think that was kind of the situation there. As Tanya had the 4 fresh tires, she was able to make that cut down the track. And I think when Cody went to make the cut, the truck just kind of did like you're trying to turn a big wheel real fast when you're a kid. It just slid over the tire, It didn't want to turn for him. And unfortunate for the 15 of Brian Pace and the 02 of Cody Evanson.
And Sean Brown was our leader. I mean, they just pitted about 15 laps ago. I mean, I don't know if I would have almost tried to stay out there and kept the track position there, Jesse, than come down pit road.
Yeah, well, Sean Brown, You know, he had stayed out there, and it was a good move, he thought, but when he seen the whole field come down, I think he chickened out, and it might be the right move because he was so good, you know, on the same tires as the rest of those guys. He was so good that I think he doesn't want to get a disadvantage, you know, and so it's probably a good call with still 20 laps to go. We'll have to wait and see. I think what we're going to do right here, though, is we're going to take a quick commercial break, catch our breath. We'll come back with about 18 laps to go right after these messages.
Hey dudes, this is JD here from ETV Live. I want to tell you about the new ePlay store. You got to check this place out. ETV-ePlay.net. Get over there, get signed up, and if you're a race fan, any kind of a fan of online racing, you got to check this place out. Get your fill. Paul's on post Monday Night Series. Hey, the True Gravity Arts Truck Series on Tuesday nights. Even the MTCO.com Team Racing Series replays are over there. Get signed up and do it today. ETV-ePlay.net. 99 cents per download. $10. Get you 15 downloads. Get over there and get signed up now. This special won't last long. ETV-ePlay.net. Do it tonight.
Welcome back, race fans. As the pace cars turn the lights off, you know what that means. It's about to be business time, and pretty much the whole field come down and got 4 fresh tires on this caution flag. Number 40, Josh Rolland's out there leading the race. He's got right sides only. The 3 of Larry Trevino, he took right sides only and gained some good track position. Josh Lawton, he's been leading, and he just held his. But the 3 really gained some spots right here, and the 51 and on back took 4 tires. Now the 60 of Ed Williams Jr., he didn't pit until the caution came out. He stayed out, and stretched that fuel, and then sure enough, he got the caution he needed. So, yeah, great turnaround for him. He's going to start inside the top 5. And with only 18 laps to go here at the stripe, it's about to be business time. As the pace car's going to cut left right here, he's going to turn over to Stickman. Stickman knows it's about to go down. He throws a flag in the air. 40's going to bring us to a little bit of a slow start once again and begin to bunch up. Now they go. 3 having a little bit of a connection. Whoa. He gets that sorted out. 6 and the 51 nose to tail. And the 51 did not get a great start. That's A.J. Bryant on the inside line. Did not get a good start. But he is going to clear. Larry Torino's in big trouble connection-wise. We're going to try and keep our cameras off of him. Unfortunately for Larry Trevino fans, he is doing the boogie-oogie on the network card, so we're gonna avoid him. But the 40, he's checking out, man, looking real good on there. Oh, we got trouble in the back. The 60 of Ed Williams Jr., big in the wreck. This is the big one. We're going to have several trucks involved, it looks like. It starts with the 60 and the 29. And collects a couple more in the aftermath. Unfortunately, we're going to have a good 4 or 5 trucks involved in this caution. Bad boy, you happen to catch that on the ePlay replay?
I don't know if this got something to do with the truck warping in front or not here, but we're going to come back here, and it looks like he's going to come down right across the nose of the 29 of Todd Jewell. Nothing Todd Jewell could do here, and the 60 he's going to take a hard look at the outside wall. There's a truck, the 91 of Blaine Dockery. Just kind of stayed out of trouble the whole race here, and he's going to waylay that 60 machine.
Yeah, and then he comes down and he gets a 16 of Tanya James, and she's pumping her fist over here, and not like a Guidette. She's pumping her fist in frustration, and she gets caught up in another wreck that was none of her doing. Unfortunate for those drivers involved, and I tell you who needs a new spotter. At number 60, Ed Williams Jr., boy, his spotter said clear low. He cut low, and he was not clear, so... if you're a spotter and you're looking for work, the Ed Williams Jr. truck, number 60, he's looking for a new spotter.
Yeah, Tanya just had nowhere to go. She was just trying to make it through there. Nowhere. Blaine just going the way the track was, sliding down after he got collected, and there's not much any of them could do here, Jesse.
Oh, yeah. That was the big one, Chicagoland style right there. And it's unfortunate for the drivers. Everybody's okay. That's a good thing. It's always fun to watch and mix it up like that, though. And while we got a moment, I want to mention a couple things. First and foremost, if you're out here in iRacing, whether you be in a truck like tonight, or if you're in any of these other cars like the Cup car, the Nationwide car on the iRacing side, you got a paint skin that's looking a little bit drab, or you don't have a custom skin at all and you want to get your shine on, go check out Matty Watkins. Matty Watkins Designs, www.mattywatkinswebs.com. Man, that guy is a top flight painter, or you could PM him on iRacing. Just Matt Watkins, just PM that dude. He's doing them up $10 a pop, and while the lines are short, I bet you could probably get him to do 2 or 3 of them for the price of one. So jump on that while you got the chance, because I'm telling you what, that dude's an all-star painter, and he's going to have his line's going to be full here soon. So go check him out at Matty Watkins Designs Webs.com. And also, man, if you're watching this and you ain't got involved in this RSN True Gravity Truck Series yet, tell you what, we're hiring. We could use some trucks. So come check us out at www.racesimnation.net. Get out here on the track, show your stuff right here live under the lights on ETV. Look like a superstar, and challenge drivers like Josh Willott and AJ Browning, Steve Sammons, and the rest of the gang as we work our in the second half of this first inaugural season. And I imagine the RSN True Gravity Truck Series is going to be around here for a while and doing big things next season. So come get signed up today at www.racesimnation.net.
And it just seems like AJ Brown and Steve Sammons cannot separate themselves for this points championship this season. I mean, these guys are always seem to be one in front of the other or one behind the other. So we'll just have to see how this keeps playing out week in and week out.
Yeah, every time I see it, man, I hear that old song from that old classic movie or whatever it was. We are Siamese, if you please. These guys are connected at the hip, but I tell you, you're absolutely right. They're like some freak show experiment. You can't get these guys apart. No doubt, but it's been exciting. They made it exciting all season, the 6 and the 51, as Steve Sammons and AJ Browning, they've been duking it out. Steve's been the man up, for really the course of the season. AJ Browning's been in the vapors, running great, running a great season. But Steve Sammons is really, up until last week, he hadn't missed a beat. So he's gonna be tough to beat. And we should mention that it's a 12-week season, but only your top 10 scores count. Each driver, they're going to take their top 10 scores. So in theory, you could run 10 races and you get a full season in. Or you run all 12, and what that means is you get to take your 2 lowest scores that weren't good for you, and you can get rid of them. They don't count. They were a mulligan, if you will. So it's going to be the top 10, and that's going to make it really interesting too, bad boys. The points are going to look real good for a while, but then once we hit week 11, week 12, and guys begin to drop scores, that's really going to shake things up. And where a guy like Steve Sammons, who really, in my opinion, he's only used 1 drop so far this week, or 1 race that he's had that he's probably going to want to drop, and that was last week. Aside from that, this guy's been first, second, or third every week and led laps. Steve Sammons is a monster in here in the RSN True Gravity Truck Series.
And just especially, we're on our second round of these tracks here, so all fine and dandy, but week 11 and 12, we got 2 brand new tracks of Phoenix and Iowa Speedway, so these drivers haven't seen that track, and that might bring a few problems for a couple of these drivers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's almost like a little mini chase right there as they come in there in the dark, not knowing what to expect. But I tell you what, these next 3 tracks after this one, those are the 3 the Sammons won 3 in a row. That's going to be Bristol, Atlanta, and Michigan. So they're going to be looking to unseat Steve here, but they're all looking to unseat the 40 of the Factor. Josh Willott tonight as the pace car dips in. Stick is in the air. Flag is out. Lawton bringing us to a slow start again, waiting for the lights to come on. There he goes. Good, clean start throughout the field. It looks like 51 gets caught safe a little bit again. The 6 is Steve Sammons. He's getting right down to the inside of the 51, looking to take that second position away as they go side by side through 1 and 2. AJ Barry not quite giving up, but don't look like he's going to have the mustard to hang tough on the top. Not yet. Because now he's going to get the challenge from the inside. Inside quarter, Sean Brown looks low. Going down to turn 3, Sean Brown in that 3rd position. He's got 4 fresh tires. Steve Rosner and the 3 of Larry Trevino side by side behind them. As AJ is able to hold on to 65, AJ trying to hang on to that 3rd position. But side by side action here with the 38 of Steve Rosner on the top, 3 of Larry Trevino on the bottom. it's a pretty good even battle right here as they come pretty close down here. And 1 and 2, Steve comes down a little bit on the 3. The 3 comes out. He got a good run down the back. He's not giving it up yet. But the 38's got the momentum. He's going to chop low. He's going to take that position away. 3's got to get on the binders. Here comes the 0-9 trying to capitalize. Now the 38 gets loose up in front of the 3. Crazy action. Who's the big winner right there? It's the 0-9 of Mark Robertson. It's going to slip right through there unscathed. Didn't miss a beat, and he's looking at those guys in his mirror now. So great heads-up drive by Mark Robertson in the 0-9.
Yeah, that's the same move we've seen from that 38 machine. He has a real hard time here, especially down on the bottom in the early laps of these restarts. I mean, we've seen it way back on lap 2, Jesse, and I think we've seen it one more time about the middle of the race here. So Steve Rosner having a real hard time getting a handle on that truck in the early laps of these restarts.
Yeah, he certainly does. That was a good catch. It was a great heads-up drive by the 3, not to run him over, and the 0-9 to get by both. Let's keep our eye on now. Steve Salmons up here is Josh Willott in the 40s leading the way. Steve is hanging tough right there. I tell you what, man, these lap times at Lawton's hitting right now, those are good lap times. He is really screaming. They qualified in. He qualified in a 5:29, did Josh Willott. And right now he's running near there. He's running low 6s. So he's putting it on him right now. Or there's an 8th. It begins to falter a little bit now. The goodie in that tire is starting to wear off a little bit. But we're inside 10 to go. So it's business time. And these boys are going to have to pick it up. A.J. Browning is on a different agenda. You know, A.J. Browning, he probably wants to win the race too. But his main goal is get up there, get by the 6, you know, finish ahead of the 6, gain points on it, whether it's 1 point or not. And the other thing is he led laps, did A.J. Brown in 51. Steve Salmons, I don't believe in the 6, has led any laps yet. So there's a couple things going on here with those two. But the 40 of Josh Watt, boy, he just mirror driving. He's trying to run off in the sunset and win this race right now. That's all he's thinking about. He comes to win races. He's not in the points battle. So he's just here to collect checkered flags and trophies and kiss the girls. You know what I mean?
And Jesse, it looks like Steve Salmons closed up the gap quite a bit. I mean, he's going between 2 tenths and 3 tenths here. He has closed up because he was about 6 to 8 tenths behind him. Just not sure if he can close up enough to get around Josh Watt behind that.
Yeah, he's absolutely lurking. He's lurking right now, and he's lurking good. He's lurking good. But I tell you what, the A.J. Browning is, he's the peeping Tom in the mirror. He is right there, man. And if Salmons makes a move and overcommits low or tries to go high on the 40, either way, A.J. Browning might be able to take that momentum and get side by side with the 6s. As I mentioned, AJ wants to win this race, but I think his main objective here is beat the 6. Beat the 6 at all costs. So Steve gets a wobble there out of turn 4. Now here comes the 51 with a run. He's going to try the inside, but there's not enough of a run there yet as he pulls right to the back of the 6. And Sean Brown, man, he's hanging. They get to racing too hard. And the 65 is Sean Brown in 4th place. He's no joke. He's right there. He's in the mix. And I'm looking back here to see if there's any racing action going on in the field. I'm not seeing it just yet. It's now the 3 of Larry Trevino looking to get outside of Tom Serrato at 3 and 4. They're going to go racing for that position. That's going to be 7th place. And
Steve Salmons back into the wall is A.J. Brown coming alongside heading down the backstretch there, guys.
Yeah, a little contact with Steve Salmons in the wall. Apparently, A.J. Brown going to move up into 2nd place. And here comes Steve, though, with a run back down the back. Nowhere to go with it just yet. We're coming up on 5 to go, this time by Josh Lawton. Still out there right into the sunset. And he's not the guy to make mistakes. He doesn't really make a lot of mistakes in these closing laps. He is human, but he's very good. So, I think the race is going to be for 2nd behind him. Not to sell these guys short, but, the factor is the factor for a reason. And he's about to factor into the finish of this thing in the victory lane. But I tell you, A.J. Brown in the 51, Steve Salmons in the 6, I think this is going to be a dogfight. Steve is sizing him up right now. He's got to be a little bit weary as he jumped up that right rear when he moved that slide and got in the wall a little bit. He's got to be a little weary. But now, here goes A.J. Browning. Same thing, different lap. Same, different verse, same tune, though. As he gets the wall a little bit, kills his momentum, allows the 6 to pull right back to him. nothing doing just yet, but he's definitely in striking distance. Sean Brown is right there as well. So we're going to have to see how this shakes out. As this time by, they're going to come into 4 to go. 3 to go, rather, this time by. Oh, man. He is hanging right now. 51 is watching that mirror, and I know this dude, man. We've been buddies for a while. We've raced a lot together, and I know he's sweating bullets right now. He's feeling the pressure. 6 of Steve Salmons has been a rabbit he's been chasing all season. Here he finds Steve Salmons in the mirror and trying to come and get him. So I know AJ Brown is sweating bullets right now, and he's doing a heck of a job. He's holding his line. He's hitting his marks. He's making it tough on the 6. Nothing for the Steve Salmons in the 6 to do just yet. As he gets the apron, does the 6 of Steve Salmons a little bit down there at 3 and 4. That's going to cost him a little bit. As they hit 2 to go this time by, Josh Willott is checked out nearly half a second on these guys, so you can pretty much make it official. Unless he cuts down a tire or hits a midget, he's going to win this race. But it's not. I don't think it's quite settled yet. I think Steve Salmons is going to see this white flag, and he's going to try one more time. We'll have to keep our eye on the 51 of Steve Salmons, the 51 of AJ Brown, the 6 of Steve Salmons. As Josh Willott is going to hit the stripe this time by, the white flag is in the air. This race is going to be official. Just 4 more corners for the 40 of Josh Willott, and he's the factor. He's going to factor into turn 1 and out of turn 2 this time by. Down the back just one more time. 6 of Steve Salmons not able to mount a charge on AJ Browning just yet. AJ holding tough into second. Here comes Josh Willott down the back. He's going to work into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. He's got lap traffic in front of him. That's a 60 Ed Williams Jr. He's getting up the track, trying to get out of the way. He does get out of the way. Attaboy to him as Josh Willott comes down to the flat, to the stripe. Check the flag is in the air. Josh with the factor Willott is going to be your winner in Joliet, Illinois. Chicagoland Motor Speedway. And AJ Brown, he's going to hang on to second place, gain a couple more points in that 51 truck. And Steve Salmons, your points leader, he's going to come in third place in the number 6 GoDaddy truck. Sean Brown, number 65, downtown Sean Brown, great run for him, clean truck, something new for him. Fantastic job for him. He's going to come in 4th place to number 65. Mark Robertson, the 09, he's going to round out your top 5. Steve Rosner, he's going to come in 6th place in the 38 truck. 7th place is going to go to Larry Trevino in the 3 truck. Tom Serrato going to come in 8th in the 41. Tanya James, she comes to a slide here at the end of the race. She's going to finish 1 lap down in 9th place. Ed Williams Jr., he's going to round out your top 10, and that's your field. We're going to go ahead and take a moment, take a breath, send you to commercial. We'll bring you right back for interviews with the top 3 finishers right after these numbers. All right, welcome back to the conclusion of the Race 7 here in RS and Trigger Truck Series. This is the DB Tech Services post-race show brought to you by ETV. And Josh Willott, he's the man of the hour, man. He's started on pole. He's won this race from the pole, just like he did last week at Charlotte. So fantastic job for him. He's down there celebrating, going to be heading to victory lane here momentarily. We'll try and catch up with him. But the bad boy, he's down on pit road. He's caught up with our points leader, the number 6 of Steve Salmons. Bad boy, what you got?
I sure have, Steve. Kind of lost second place there, but it looked like you might have hit the wall one too many times there tonight, there in the closing laps.
Yeah, I just got a little bit tight there coming out of 4 and 3 and 4, and brushed the wall a little bit. Let AJ get by me there. He had a good run, and but overall, it's a good point tonight for us, and I'm happy. Congratulations to Josh for the win. AJ ran a good race, ran second, and Sean Brown ran a good race tonight. He was right on my tail all night, and he ran a good race. So congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, it seemed like just a lot of green flag runs tonight. You had a pretty good pit stop, but Josh Lawton beat you by about 4 seconds coming out of the pits, along with A.J. Brown. He had a 9.5 pit stop, Steve Sam, and I think Josh Lawton had a 9 flat. So it seemed like you lost a little bit of time there on the green flag pit stops.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I might have took a little bit too much gas there. But Josh told me a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't going to beat him on pit strategy again, so I knew that was going to happen.
Well, great run tonight, Steve. Another good points night for you. You just keep hammering down at this championship, and I just can't foresee, unless you have a major problem here, of A.J. Brownie catching you.
Well, AJ's a good, he's a good driver, and he's going to win his share of races in here too. So I just got to try to keep these top 5 finishes going, and if I can do that, hopefully I can stay on top of this thing.
All right, there you have it, race fans. Your third place finish, that 6th machine, always fast here, week in, week out. Steve Salmons, and I'm gonna move it down the charts down here to A.J. Brown in 2nd place. It seemed like he was working over Steve pretty hard, and he made a mistake that you don't usually see from that 6th machine, A.J.
Yeah, I got underneath me on the restart, and I just fell back, and those last 10 laps, I drove as hard as I could though to try to get by him. Once I got by him, I didn't have nothing left for Josh. I really didn't have nothing for Josh the whole race, and congrats to him on the win. That was pretty fun.
Tell us how it was working your way back through the field, AJ. You kind of fell back there at one point and had to work around some of that traffic. Was it hard to pass out there tonight? What kind of track conditions were there?
It wasn't too bad. The setup allowed you to, you could get on the throttle a lot pretty early, and a lot of people I think were struggling on cold tires, and cold tires I could take off. That seemed to be whenever I was at my best, but there at the beginning on the long run, I was starting to fall pretty bad. I think I was starting to get pretty tight, so that just seems to be how the setup went.
All right, AJ, great running in tonight. Great points tonight. Anytime you can finish ahead of the points leader of Steve Salmons, is a good night for you, AJ. Anybody want to give a shout out to tonight?
All the broadcasters, RSN Racing, Steve, Josh, thanks for racing me clean, and we'll see you next week at Bristol.
There you go, Jesse. I'll send it back up to you for the legend, Josh Lawton.
Yeah, I'm down here in Victory Lane dodging champagne corks and bubbly flying around as they're celebrating Victory Lane. Last week, Josh, man, you took the pole. You won the race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, the tower got hit by lightning, and we were not able to bring the broadcast live to the viewers, but you decided to go ahead and get your time in the sunshine one more time right here at Chicagoland Motor Speedway, man. How's it feel to be in Victory Lane 2 weeks in a row, brother?
It feels good, and finally got one on the broadcast, so that's pretty cool. Took me about 20, 30 laps to figure out my line. I didn't get a bunch of practice, and I was kind of struggling there. But once I was able to take the 2 tires, the truck freed up, and the thing felt really good. It was fun racing with AJ and Steve Salmons and all them guys. It was pretty cool to see Sean Brown up there battling with those guys. I seen he got up to 2nd or 3rd, and he was going pretty good. So it was cool to see him starting to get the hang of the game, and just a blast racing with these guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. We noticed that too, man. Old downtown Sean Brown was getting her hooked up tonight. Had a real good, solid top 5 finish. But you were the rabbit, man. I tell you, you were the rabbit in front of that pack all night. And what the heck did you figure out, man? You were ripping through there real good, and it looked like they could hang with you, man. But it looked like you just kind of almost like a tall guy fighting a short guy. You just put your hand on their head and held them back while they swung at the belly at air there.
Yeah, with the trucks, it's a lot of drafting, and those guys were doing a good job. Where I think I was really getting them was in 3 and 4. I was able to get the car turned on the bottom and really put the power down coming off, and I think that's where I was pulling them little by little. And then, once I got able to break the draft, I just kind of set my pace, and by that time it was time to pit, and my pit crew knocked off a 7.7 pit stop according to my timer deal, and I was actually surprised how far I was able to get ahead of those guys. I kind of pitted early to kind of set the mode for them to have to come in and pit, and I knew the fresh tires for the few laps would give me a little bit of gap, but unfortunately we got that caution kind of stacked us back up. But was able to bring her home still, so proud of that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic pit stop there. That's right. I forgot about that. And Bad Boy called it a 7.5, man. And yeah, I'm thinking you better be taking that pit crew to the dollar menu, buddy, because they was getting it done for you. Not that you wasn't getting it done on the track, but that was a fantastic pit stop, man. Hey, we heading to Thunder Valley next week here in the RSN True Gravity Truck Series, man. Can we expect you to factor in?
Man, I would love to. Unfortunately, this is going to be my last race for at least the next 12 weeks. Our iRacing Pro Series starts up every Tuesday, starting next Tuesday, so I won't be able to run anymore. So I'm kind of bummed out about that, but looking forward to running the Pro Series for iRacing to try and get back into the Drivers' World Championship.
Oh, 10-4 on that, buddy. Well, you know what? We want to thank you for coming and running with us, man. And we, from me and all the rest of the guys, man, we wish you the best of luck. We're going to be rooting for you. And hey, who knows? ETV might just blink in over there and might be covering one of them black stuff races one of these nights. So either way, man, we wish you the best of luck. And before I let you go, man, I want to give you a chance to give any shout outs or mentions to anybody or anything like that before I cut you out of here.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all you guys at ETV for taking time out of your schedule to broadcast. And I really enjoy rewatching the broadcast, and I think you guys do an awesome job. I need to thank Race Sim Nation for giving me the opportunity to run with you guys, and all the guys here at RSN. I've known a lot of you guys since back when we were Elite Sim Racing, and to get to come back and race with you guys has been a long time. But I enjoy racing with the guys that the group that we have, and everyone's real respectful. So I just got to thank all them guys.
Right on, man. Well, always a class act. Congratulations once again. You're going to close out his RSN, his short tenure at RSN True Gravity Truck Series for now, with 2 wins back-to-back at Charlotte and Chicago Motor Speedway. So the factor's factoring out of here in style, and we're going to wish him luck as he moves on to the Pro Series and hunt for that DWC shot once again. That's going to bring our show to a close tonight. We'll be right back here, as mentioned before. We'll be in Thunder Valley next week, right here on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. RSN True Gravity Truck Series Fixed Setup Racing, so don't miss it. Come tune in for the bad boy, the legendary one, the cameraman, the production guy, John the Bad Boy Westling. My partner who's missing in action, he had some bad fajitas. We hope to see him again soon, real soon. David the Big Mouth Bass. I'm the Outlaw Jesse James saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you right here on the dial, ETV, next week.